Hey guys, back with another Maplestory M video here. This time it's going to be a Lynn breakdown. We're going to have hyperstats, we're going to have skill wheel, presets, breakdown of the support skills that the Lynn provides. Basically how it's a combination of a Paladin, a Seer, and a Bishop. It can do so many different things, and how you're able to focus party iframes, you're able to focus heal on a certain target, how you're able to do all different sort of things. There's multiple party iframes, there's multiple party heals. It's just a very unique class that has different things takes different things from different other classes that are very good. And also the DPS breakdown. The burst is actually pretty good. Very strong. I'm going to showcase that. The line count for 1 minute and 2 minutes. And then just how the skills kind of have multiple layers as far as mini burst and longer burst. And just how you're able to play the class is very simple. But also the way they do damage is pretty cool as well. So stay tuned for that. It's one of my favorite classes. I've enjoyed playing it so far. Got it to level 220. Got most of the V skills maxed. Moved a lot of my arrow gear over. So just enjoying it. Was able to do a lot of solo content on it. Going to stream with it. And so I'm waiting to get to level 225 to also get the arcane power to do Lucid, to do Gloom, to do Will, to do multi-archon, just unlock so many different things. So I'm excited to watch it kind of grow and progress. But I wanted to do this video to give you guys insight on what I learned about the class, how I play it, the rotations, everything about it, and let you guys decide for yourself how far you want to take it. But you definitely want to take advantage of the hyper burning event, get it to level 220, take advantage of the item burning at least to get that weapon stronger, and have fun with it. Layers of support and layers of damage. So the way the class is broken down is, so what does the Lynn offer like a support? So first, the support is this skill called Focus. It's essentially like Paladin's, you can target a party member to do certain skills on it. Okay, so you focus it, you choose a person, and you can do kind of 3 things. I think 3 things that I know. So Focus Heal restores the focus target's HP for 30 seconds on a 2-minute cooldown. It's 3 seconds here, but it's actually 5 seconds. Continuous is 5 seconds. So it's actually pretty good. 5% every second. And then you can focus teleport. Travel quickly to the focus target. So it's kind of like a pseudo blink in a sense, which is pretty nice. I haven't really tested it out to see what the range is like, but I assume it's pretty good. And then there's this skill called Focus Awaken, a V skill that is essentially like Paladin's Sacro or Paladin's Divine Echo, where you target your focus target and you can give them a final damage buff based off of your final damage and your magic attack. So yeah, that's kind of the 3 things that it can do with this focus. That's kind of like a Paladin. And then what makes it like a Bishop is that it has right where we have the heal, the target heal, which is nice. But it also has a party heal, 60 seconds. It's a 10-second continuous HP recovery for 10 seconds. Okay, so it's like, let's see, I'll just take my pets off. But it's this skill right here, this W skill, I think. And it's just you're going to be in the area. And it just heals kind of a ring. You just have to, so it's this thing right here. So just once, I think it's every instance where you have to reselect it. I don't know if it's every phase, but I think it's every instance. I'm pretty sure. Like every boss. Kind of similar to Sacro. So it has a lot of support healing, where it also has this V skill called Nature's Grace, which is pretty nice, where it's a instant heal of 40%, and at level 30 it's gonna be 50%. And then it lasts for 10 seconds of heal or sorry, it's an instant heal. And then for 10 seconds, you're going to get this shield, extra shield, which goes up to 50% as well. So it's a pretty good option as well, healing and like a bubble. So again, it's like Damien Altars or even like Will. A shield is pretty nice, and Vihila is pretty nice. And then I think that, focus heal, the party heal, and this heal. So yeah, I got three heals. And then it has a party iframe. So this hyper skill, focus force protection, gives you, this is on the focus target, sorry. But it gives you invincibility for anyone within the zone. So you have to make sure you focus yourself, even in solo mode. If you're by yourself, you have to make sure there's a focus target here. And then you see it's like a shell right here. And for 5 seconds, if you're in that, you're going to get a party iframe. And that's on a 90-second cooldown. So it's pretty good. 5 seconds, 90-second cooldown. And then on top of that, they have ethereal form, which is a good option as well. And then they have this other iframe. They actually have three iframes. This one is a 2-second, which again is for your party. The party is 2 seconds invincibility. What's the HP recovery skill? They got quite a few. So the HP recovery is a heal boost to the aggro. This is a party one, kind of in the general, I think, yeah, nearby party members. You'll get 10% for 10 seconds. And then you have a third one, which is Nature's Grace, which is a 40% or 50% when it's maxed on demand. And it gives you a shield as well. So there's quite a bit of healing depending on the situation. And then they also have this interesting skill as well that I don't really use. But Tornado immediately teleports upward and backward with Penny, creating a tornado, deals damage. But it's more for like it's a max duration. If you hold it down, it's an iframe. So I personally don't use it. It's on a 3-minute cooldown. Like, check this out. It's like this. So if you want to use that, it's an option. But I mean, they have so many options. It's nice to have. So that is the support. Yeah, I think in terms of support, is that more than Sia? I wouldn't say it's more than Sia. I think it's just easier to replicate, or it's easier to use, I think. Sia still has the Heaven's Door, which is really strong. But yeah, these I'm not too like of an expert on Sia. I don't know what their cooldowns are like for their support skills. But these ones are not bad. Like this one is 90 seconds for 5-second duration if you're in the area. Then this iframe here is 2 seconds, so it's not very long. It's more like you have to use it at the right time. So I think that's what makes it so fun. Like I call it, there's like sort of two different support classes in my opinion. There's like reactive support classes, like maybe like a Paladin or Phantom, or even a Bishop at times, kind of is a sort of more of a reactive support where if someone dies, right, you single res, you multi-res, right? You're kind of reacting to that source of deaths. But then there's sort of like the proactive support classes, which bishops also are, because they can shell, they can benediction, they can use their fountains for like certain situations. For like Will, for example, right? Yellow Eyes is a huge thing for shell and benediction. And then Sia and I think Lynn's kind of fall into more like proactive. Sorry, did I say proactive? Yeah, proactive as far as like if you know what the skill rotation is and when to use skills, having a good Lynn and a good Sia and a good Bishop are game changers. right? They can sort of save the team when they know a skill is coming. They can pretty much iframe the entire team, right? Keep them alive in certain situations, and that is hard to, I guess, just for any random person to pick up that doesn't really know enough about the bosses, doesn't have experience with the bosses. So that's kind of why I like Lynn. It's there's a lot of benefits to it if you know what you're doing and when to use the skills. But if you kind of just throw it out there, like it's not like Paladin Sacro. We can just 30 seconds, kind of just use it whenever you want to, and it's 30 seconds. So you have a lot of wiggle room there. Some of these party iframes are only 2 seconds on a 2-minute cooldown. So you really have to know it. You really have to use it at the right times, right? And yeah, it is very simple compared to Sia. Like it's the damage is very simple, presets, 2-minute cooldowns, and that's kind of why I like it more than Sia. Sia is too complicated for me. Is like Lynn is a kind of a interesting class because it has there's kind of layers to the damage. So what I mean by that is it has this preset that I use where it's this hyper raid is actually super strong. It's about 500 lines, almost 600 lines. And then I combo it with this Predator's Blow, which is a dot damage. And they're both on 30-second cooldown. So it's sort of like Phantom's V skills, where every 30 seconds you're pretty much going to get it. You're pretty much going to line up with Defense Smash 4. And it's going to be pretty instant damage. And it's like 800 lines every 30 seconds. It's like you'll see here. Just these two skills right here. Like that damage and all this dot damage. Whatever it is. That's a solid 700 lines. And if I let that dot damage kind of tick up, it'd be up to 800. So that every 30 seconds is honestly super good. And then they have this, they have two skills right here. So that my E skill is the V skill. Where like it's kind of like Shadower almost. I mean, where it's a place down. But that's 2100 lines. Actually insane. So much damage there. 2100. And then it also has on top of it this Penny skill, which is on a 30-second duration here. But if you can get full duration out of this, and it's just passive lines, so you're gonna get pretty much the entire uptime on it, even if you're not attacking. If you get full duration of this, it's another 2100 lines. So that's where the burst comes from. It's insane. Right, and there's kind of layers to it. But look at this. Another 2100 lines. These are all cap lines too, by the way. There's no clones. So if you get full duration, I mean that's essentially right there. 2100, and then essentially 800 every 30 seconds. And then the main skill here is just, you just spam this. It's just your filler skill, right? But then that comes off of it is all of these extra, like this little attack here, right? So smash is the main attack, and then sneak attack is pretty much the additional lines that comes with it. So you have to, in order to get these lines, obviously, you're gonna have to keep using your attacks. So sneak attack is, let's see, it's a buff. 14 hit counts every second, as long as you're attacking. So it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. But I think we could do the line counts right here. It's pretty mid as far as line counts. It's pretty low. There's two things I keep in mind. Is that one, I don't have max ADI. But it's 12 lines but I'm not getting 3 times, what is this, 40. So an extra, whatever, 120 lines-ish. Yeah, 120 lines. And then I don't have the will skill yet, which is 600 lines every 2 minutes. So we can do 2 minutes here. But I think it's like mid 12s. It's not anything crazy, but then it'll be 13 plus with And there are ways to cheese it a little bit, like line count wise, by adding in 2 more skills, but those 2 skills are kind of garbage. Like there may be like 100 more lines, 200 more lines in 2 minutes, but I don't know, it feels a bit clunky to me. And I'll talk about what those are after this. Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to say like how it is compared to other classes because how you get your damage out is such a big factor. Like you can't miss those the 2 minute you can't miss the big burst. You got to kind of use your penny at the right time and then use your pair everything with DS4 if you can. So, I thought Arrow was good, but Arrow didn't feel as good compared to other classes, so I can't really say, to be honest. It's really hard to tell, especially when like I think Arrow's downfall was the lines, the statue lines didn't hit very hard. Like they had low skill percentages. And this is kind of I think a lot of these attacks are like in the low 200s too. All right. Let's get the calculator out. So 3243 plus 2130 plus 2151 plus 838 plus 819 plus 806. Oh, not bad. 13726. And then with will skill, it'll be like what 143 ish. But pretty straightforward class as far as damage. Like this can be a little bit more when I get max out ADI. So maybe it's, a few hundred more lines. And then there's a few things that actually I'm surprised that Peck and Predator's Blow was kind of neck and neck. But then in like a 2.5 minute fight, what makes Lynn pretty good is that when it comes back up, you'll get all of these big skills back up off a cooldown, right? And then you can pretty much do like an extra 3,000 lines pretty instantly. All right, I'll show the 1 minute burst here because I think what like a 1 minute burst is kind of a lot. What a lot of the top kind of classes thrive in. It's Covert as well as like a 3 minute fight, but let's see what the 1 minute is. This is where like guild content, guild honor battle. Let's see. Yeah, look how much upfront damage that was for me, which is insane. 100 bill kind of in that first 20 seconds. Yeah, so a lot of upfront damage. Pretty much half of the damage, over half the damage is in that first 15-20 second window. So let's see, basically 21, 21. $87, $87.91 lines for 60 seconds. And then again, without max ADI and without will skill. So probably, you know, you could argue mid 9,000s. I mean, yeah, 9,000s. Yeah, pretty solid. All cap lines too. Yeah, definitely solid. Definitely solid. And it's nice because it's all like it's all instant for the most part. But there's kind of ways to cheese this. So there's a few, like I've tried to test out this as well. Earth pulverization, which is basically just a place down skill, and then roar, which is not bad. It's a 24 hit count every 30 seconds. So the nice part is they all line up on the same cooldown. So I'll kind of show you guys what this is like and why I didn't like it. Like I personally didn't like it because it felt a little, they just had a little bit more of a delay than I like. It feels a little clunky at times. And the line output just didn't feel worth it enough to me to justify using it. And getting caught in between skills and then not being able to move or dodge a mechanic or something like that or react to what's going on. So I kind of just preferred, personal preference, not to use those two skills. But it's definitely, like, you'll see right here what the lines are like. Like, you tell me. Like, 115 lines, 115, sure. Out of 8,000, out of almost 9,000, 1%, basically 1% lines, and then roar is even less. So I definitely, when I saw this, I was like, nah, like this is like 4 times less than ADI. I was like, if you want to put it down, it's extra lines, but I just, at the cost, like, it wasn't that, but it doesn't feel that clunky. But then I don't have the matrix slots for it, and it just didn't feel, maybe I'll revisit it. But right now, I personally didn't use it. And it doesn't hit very hard. Roar hits pretty hard. 250-ish. But if you use it, I wouldn't blame you. I think you definitely want to use it for training. Like, this is just a good place down skill for training. But bossing, hit or miss. Hit or miss. Because if the boss moves or something, this is kind of just wasted. And it's not just like, and for me, it's not just the lines that you're getting from it, but it's also the lines that it's taken away from when you're casting the skills, right? It takes away the lines from smash and from sneak attack as well. So it's like one or two less attacks from smash and sneak attack. Kind of just averages out lines wise. So I was like, I prefer not to have it. Here are my hyper stats here. I did the 3 smash skills. I didn't do any peck. And then I did sneak attack. Sneak attack's pretty strong. Reinforce, and then obviously you want the extra hit count too. So if I think it changes a little bit if you're using it as a training mule or a like more for node farming or just for training, like Peck is probably a higher priority for training because that thing just flies around and just kills stuff. So that's the only difference if you depending on like bossing versus like if what you're using the Lynn for. But this is what I did. Definitely pretty. I feel like this is right.